Okay, let's try this again. Good evening. This is Rachel with Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness, and I just logged on and realized I forgot to put my mic on. So now I have it. I think I totally forgot how to do these online classes. We've been doing them for like 2 months, and I forgot to put my mic on, but I have it now. Hi, Charles. How are you? Hello again. Did you see me when I logged in and I said, "Oh no, I forgot my mic"? So I think we're good now. I've got my mic. The camera's rolling. Mat is set up, blocks are set up, blanket is set up, we're ready to go. So it's a couple minutes after 5:30. Hi Helen and Amy, good evening you guys. Hi Shannon. Hopefully we're here before the tornado warning. I was looking at the weather and I was like, oh, I don't know, do I do this from my house? But it looks beautiful out right now. So we're gonna go for an hour. We'll go till 6:30, and this is going to be our candlelight yoga class, which is usually taking place at Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness on 5:30 on Friday evenings. Hello, Jane and Amy. So it's gonna be a gentle class, so you can just relax and enjoy. Now, I did set myself up with some props today. You don't necessarily need anything. So if you have blocks, you're welcome to have them nearby, but we're not doing anything specific with the blocks. The one thing that I will use at the end of practice tonight is a blanket. So I have my Mexican yoga blanket there, but you can grab your couch blanket, you can grab your bathrobe, whatever you have nearby that is like about the shape or size of a blanket. We're just gonna use that to set up for a restorative pose at the end. It's funny, I say the bathrobe. I've been living in my bathrobe. Like when I'm home, I just have this fuzzy bathrobe that I wear all the time. It's like real coronavirus apparel. But anything you have nearby, blanket, bathrobe, to use as a blanket near the end just for one of our restorative poses. So great. Well, I'm so glad you guys are here today. We're going to get started in just a moment. My name is Rachael Plaine, and we're here at Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness for Candlelight Yoga. It'll be an hour-long class. We'll start with a seated centering and meditation. We'll move into our flow, and then we'll end with a restorative pose at the end with that blanket if you have one nearby. So anything that you have nearby is great. If you don't have a blanket nearby, don't worry. You can still do it without that prop. So without further ado, let's get right to it, and I will check in with you guys after class. So relax, enjoy, and I'm so glad that you're here today. So, hi Marilyn, let's get going. So I'll take a seat. Here we go. So I'm gonna sit up on this blanket. So if you have a blanket or anything and you wanna put it underneath the sitting bones, you can feel free to do that, but you don't have to do that. So just taking some time to do whatever you need for yourself so that you feel most comfortable. And then placing the hands down on the lap, just close the eyes. And start to feel the weight of the body. So begin to tune inward. So letting go of anything that happened before you arrived here tonight in this space that you're practicing in. Letting go of anything that may or may not happen when you're done tonight. So releasing any expectations, any ideas of how the day should have gone or could have gone or what may or may not happen later. Just letting yourself be right here. Putting down anything else. Letting all the thoughts and ideas and vibration of your experience up until this point start to settle into stillness. Begin to feel this long, tall channel of light through your spine. So sit up even a little taller. Feel the sitting bones and the tailbone rooting down towards the earth so you feel connected and grounded. And then feel the very top of the head reaching up towards the ceiling so you get a little longer. And then imagine yourself slipping into this place of alignment physically, mentally, emotionally, this place where you're most aligned, where you're most centered, where you're tuned into your greatest level of consciousness or awareness, feeling strong and powerful, and at the same time accessing this place of love and peace and kindness. And as you settle into that state of being, begin to just feel the breath. So without shaping the breath, just notice that you're breathing. How does the breath feel right now? Where do you feel the breath right now? Is it more of a shallow breath? Is it more in the chest or the belly? Where do you feel the breath? And then see if you could deepen the breath. So as you breathe in, fill the lowest part of the belly, the middle part of the ribs, the upper part of the chest. And exhale, release the chest, release the ribs, release the belly. Hold empty at the bottom of the breath. And then do that again. Breathe into the belly. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the heart and chest all the way up to the top of the breath. And exhale, release, soften the chest. Relax the ribs. Relax the belly or empty at the bottom. And continue that. Another deep in-breath. And slow, steady out-breath. The next time that you inhale, bring the right hand just up to the heart or chest. Just lay it right across the chest and heart. And just take a moment to bow your head to yourself, to your heart. Embracing that loving, compassionate heart of yours. And tuning in to whatever it is that you need tonight. How are you feeling in your heart? What could you use from this practice that would help sustain you? To help strengthen, to allow you to reside in that place of peace and love more easily. And then take the left hand, just bring it to the low belly, so you're placing hand on heart, hand on belly, embracing the body and the heart. And sending positive, good vibrations to yourself. That loving energy right from the hands into the body, into the heart. Compassion, love, and grace. And then if you'd like, form an intention for tonight. If you'd like to have a specific intention for your practice, just holding that in your heart tonight, whatever it is that you wish to focus on today, how you want this practice to go, what you want to cultivate or manifest this evening. And then as you inhale, open the arms to T, shine the palms forward, squeeze the backs of the shoulders together, open up the throat and face. Then give yourself a big hug, round your back, tuck your tail, scoop the belly, grab a hold of the backs, the shoulders, drop the chin. And then do that again. Inhale, open up, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the throat, lift the face, look up. And exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, scoop the belly, drop the chin. Do that again. Inhale, open up. And exhale, release. Yeah, this time open up and hold. As you exhale, drop the chin, drop the tailbone, interlace your hands behind you, and then press the fist down so you can squeeze the shoulders open. Lift the throat and face. Release the gaze, release the hands, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Let's come off of whatever we're sitting on and just unwind our legs for a moment. So take your feet as wide as the mat and take a nice easy hip opener. So just sway the knees and the legs side to side to open up the hips. Good. And the next time the knees come to the right, you can stay there and turn your head to the left and just close the eyes. Or have a steady focal point or gaze. Feeling the breath again, settling in here. Opening up the hip, bring the left hand to the left hip, the right fingers face the back, press the thigh forward, rotate towards the back. And then exhale, press the thigh down, rotate towards the front or towards the left. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up. So familiar hip warm up. Exhale, release. Last time, pick it up. And release. Reach the arm away. Look at the thumb or beyond the thumb just for a moment to take that twist and chest and heart opener. Then lift the arm up to the ceiling. Place it down in front of the shin. So we're framing the knee with both hands. Lift the heart and chest. Take a little back bend here to look up. And then exhale, coming into a modified version of a pigeon pose. So you'll come right over that front leg. Come on the hands or the forearms. Or open the arms, stack the palms or fists, and drop the head. And take a few breaths there. Good. From where you are, lengthen your spine to come up, walk the hands back, frame the front knee, press down into the fingertips, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the throat, look up, little back bend again. And then gaze back down at the floor. Let's cartwheel the left arm up and over. Bring the knees up and over to the left, and you'll hold there, turn your head away from the knees, have that steady gaze or focal or drishti point, pausing, breathing, settling in, relaxing. And then right hand to right hip, left fingers find the back, press the thigh forward, inhale to internally rotate. And exhale, release, turn to the front or turn towards the side. Do that again, inhale, press it forward, look behind. Exhale, release it down, look to the front or the side. And then one more time, inhale, pick it up. And exhale, release back down. Reach the arm away. Look at the thumb or beyond the thumb. Couple breaths. And then inhale, lift the arm up towards the ceiling. Exhaling to place it in front of the shin and then grow taller. Lift the heart. Lift the chest. Lift the throat and the face. Look up, open the front of the body. And then start to walk down over that front leg. So coming onto hands or onto forearms. Or open the elbows, stack the palms or fists, and drop the head. Take a few breaths. Just breathing into the back body, the low back, the middle back, the upper back. And releasing the upper back, the middle back, and the lower back. Good. And then begin to lift your body back up. One more time, walk the hands back, press into the fingertips, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the throat, lift the face, look up. Release the gaze back down, cartwheel the right arm up and over again. Knees come one time to the right, one time to the left. Knees come all the way up to the ceiling, and then wiggle the feet together, open the knees apart, hold on to the ankles. You're in bound angle or Baddha Konasana, sit up tall. Take a deep breath. And then hinge at the hips to reach the heart forward. Bring the hands to the feet if there's room. Press the forearms to the calves. And then lengthen your spine or round your back to a rounded back. So whatever is more comfortable here. A couple breaths. Good job. Lengthen the spine to come up. Take a hold of the ankles. Let's open up the heart. So just reach the heart up through the arm bones. Lift the chest, lift the throat, lift the face. And then release that. Just gaze down at the feet. Slide the hands along the shins. Bring the hands to the knees. Bring the knees up to the ceiling and stretch the legs forward. So you're in just a seated position with both legs in front, legs hip width distance. Lift the arms up. And I'm just going to turn to the side here. So you are sitting high on the sitting bones. So if you sit up here and you find that the pelvis is kind of rolling under, bend the knees and see if that would help you sit up a little taller. Otherwise here, you could also put your blanket underneath your hips if that would help. Take a deep in breath and exhale, reach up and over the legs. And then when there's no more room, bring the hands to the ground or the outer edges of the legs or the ankles or the feet. You could lengthen to a flat back. Or you could surrender deeper into a deep fold. Take a few breaths. Good. Lengthen your spine to come up. Glue the legs together like one leg. Point the toes. Bring the hands behind you so the fingers are facing the hips. Come down onto the palms of the hands. And then just puff up the heart. So it's like a little back bend. You'll look up and hold. Breathe. So it's a modified reverse plank. Firm up the legs. And then drop the chin so you look back down at the feet. You could do that one more time. Or if you want to lift the hips, this is a little more intermediate than I usually lead in a gentle class, but it's a nice front body opener. You could press into the hands and you could lift the hips up. Maybe they just go a little, or maybe they go all the way up, chin to the chest, or head could fall back. I'm going to keep my chin to the chest so I don't lose my mic. Take a breath. And exhale, lower the hips back down. One more time, flex your feet. Sweep the arms forward and up. Sit high on the sitting bones, even if that means bending the knees. Up and over the legs. Reach forward. Hold the legs, the ankles, or the feet. Long spine or rounded back. Couple breaths. Good. And then start to roll your body up. We're going to come onto all fours. You can cross at the ankles or swing the legs around to get to tabletop. And when you get to tabletop, wag the hips a couple times. So just a nice easy hip wag side to side. You could pad your knees with that blanket if there's any sensitivity or tenderness in the knees. And we'll take rotation here. So with the hips right above the knees, inhale the right arm out and up to look up. And exhale, thread that arm through, bend the left elbow, dip the right shoulder, twist. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, thread it through. Go one more time, inhale, lift it up. And exhale, thread it all the way through. Bring the shoulder down, bring the head down. Hold your twist. You could keep the left hand where it is, or you could stretch the left arm forward like puppy. Or if you like to take a bind here, that's an option as well. You could lift the left arm, and you could fold it behind the back of hand to hip or hip crease, and take a few breaths. Good job. Just wringing out any tension in the spine or the shoulders. Good. And then arm that's behind the back or stretched forward. If it's behind the back, stretch it up. And then place it back down, whether it was up in the air or stretched forward. And then inhale, arms out and up all the way up. Exhale, release. Let's do that whole thing on the other side. So left arm sweeps out high and wide, all the way up, look up. Exhale, left arm threads all the way through. Soften the right elbow, dip. Inhale, release up towards the ceiling, look up. Exhale, thread through. Good, one more time, inhale up. Exhale, thread through. Come all the way down. Soften the elbow, let the shoulder drop. Hold there. You could also send the right arm forward and pause, holding there. Good job breathing. Other option, if you wanted, you could have that right arm in the air in that half bind. If you took it on the other side, it could be lifted and folded behind. But your choice, wherever you want to be, couple breaths. And depending on where that right arm is, if it's behind the back, stretch it up. If it's extended forward, bring it back. Place the hand to the ground, unwind the body all the way up, lift up. And exhale, release. Hold the bottom here. We're gonna come out to puppy pose, so curl the toes under, and instead of lifting the knees tonight, just walk the arms forward and melt the chest down, so really press the chest down. Bring the chin down or the forehead down. Spread the arms long and the fingers wide. Hold here. Feel that release in the back of the heart. Sending the breath and energy and awareness to that place. Good job. And then walk the hands back towards the shoulders. We're gonna rock up to stand from here. So press into the hands to see if you can get your weight back on your feet and just come to a forward fold. And when you get into that forward fold, give a head nod, yes. And give a head shake, no. And then hang the head heavy, hold opposite elbow again to frame the head and find a rock. Good. And then let that come to stillness, release the elbows, bend the knees, and roll on up slowly, slowly, slowly to stand. At the top, big sun breath, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands through prayer, close your eyes. Take a moment to settle back in. Place the right hand back to the heart, left hand back to your belly. Hold there for a moment. Embracing your heart, embracing your body. Sending loving kindness and energy right into the heart and right into the body. Refocusing on any intention that you might have created. Remembering that, breathing that in. And exhale, release the arms. Take your sun breath, catch the left wrist with the right hand. So if you were with me this morning, similar. Stretch up and over to the right, bump the hip to the left, look up. Inhale through center, grab the other wrist, big stretch, nice side body stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, release the hands, tap the thighs. Let's actually bend the knees. Bring the palms to the thighs, turn the fingers in and the elbows out, and then round your back to a standing cat pose. And then inhale to a standing cow pose. Lift the tail, lift the heart, look forward from the side. It's like this. Exhale, round your back up and in. Inhale back through cow, lift the tail, lift the heart. One more time, exhale, curl. And inhale through cow. Good, from here, lengthen your spine. Inhale the arms out and up, stand up tall, let your palms touch, look up. And exhale, bent knees, swan dive, flat back to fly over the legs. Inhale, lengthen Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. And exhale, deep fold, melt the body, bend the knees. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. This time, thumb right between the eyebrows, that third eye or place of intuition, connect to that. Breathe in. Exhale, thumb to heart center or sternum to pause. Take a breath in there. And exhale, release the arms. Sun breath, inhale. Exhale, open the arms, catch the hips, walk to the top of your mat. Stand on your left foot and send the right leg back. So find your simple high lunge. Hips are square, back legs long and strong. Inhale, arms out and up to frame the head. Deep in breath and full out breath. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Spin the heel down, wiggle the feet wider. Front heels lined up with the arch of the back foot, arms are shoulder height. We'll just come in and out of this a couple times. Keep the feet glued to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms, palms touch, look towards the side. And exhale, place yourself back into warrior two. Twice more, inhale up. Exhale, release. And last time, inhale up. Exhale, release. Hold the bottom. Deep inhale. As you exhale, reverse warrior, back hand to back leg, top arm rises, look up. And inhale, open arms, straighten your legs. Straighten the arms, and then slide the arms forward, slide the hips back, and just come into a nice, easy triangle. Bring the front hand to the front shin, top arm lifts. Good, just hold there. Breathing. On an inhale, rise up. Bend the front knee, dance back one more time. And then open arms, shoulder height. Turn toes forward, heels back, lift the arms up. As you exhale, dive halfway and catch the legs. You're gonna pause here, long, flat back, catching the legs, head in line with tail. So choice one, you just stay in this half forward fold and feel the backs of legs stretching and feel the shoulders down your back and feel your core engaged and your back strong. If you want a deeper stretch and it feels okay in your body, you could release the legs and go into that deeper fold, touching the ground or reaching the arms forward, or any other variation that you prefer. Couple breaths. Good, bring the arms back, bend the knees, hands to thighs, press off thighs, lengthen your spine to come up. Big sun breath, inhale. Exhale, arms shoulder height. Turn the front foot to the front heel is lined up with arch of back foot. Bend the front knee, look out over front fingers, deep inhale. Exhale, cartwheel down, left arm, right arm, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Soften the back knee to the earth and just hold here, bowing your head to your heart, pausing. Breathing into the hips. Hands on the ground or hands on the blocks if you happen to have your yoga blocks. It just can be a nice helpful way to let the ground be a little higher up to the hands so you're not straining. So if you have those, you could use them. And breathe here. Good. So feeling free to stay in this for a little longer if you're feeling good there and you want to stay. If you want to keep moving, come up on the fingers and lift the heart. Look forward. If you feel stable there and you want to test your balance and strength here, you could lift the arms. Engage your legs, so kind of feel the inner thighs squeeze towards each other so you're a little buoyant in the hips. So instead of kind of dumping all the weight down, pull up through the pelvic floor, pull up through the inner thighs slightly, take a deep breath. And exhale, open the arms, dive to catch the ground or the blocks. We're gonna take one more thing here. So pull the hips back, straighten the front leg, walk the hands or the blocks back. If you're on blocks, they could be high or low. You'll lengthen your spine, maybe wiggle that heel forward a little bit, take a breath. And you have options to either stay in this long flat back. This is a good place to build some strength in the back and the core. Or if you want more of a stretch, you could dive forward over that leg. So you choose. I'm going to keep a flat back today, but you're either folding forward or you're in a flat back and you're breathing. Ardha Hanumanasana, this is your half monkey pose or half split. Big opener for the back of the hamstring of the left leg right now. Good. Let's roll over the sole of the front foot. Walk the hands back or the blocks back. Move the blocks right off of the mat. Hands can come back to the mat. Let's back out of the hips enough so we can drag that front leg back and come all the way to our bellies. Make a pillow for your head. Stack your palms or fists. Bend the knees, toes up, and let the legs fall left to right. And then start to circle the shins, or the ankles rather. Let's circle the ankles. And then circle the ankles the other way. And now if you want to swirl the shins around, just kind of swirl the shins around one way. Loosen up the knees, the low back. Swirl the shins the other way. Good. And then let the legs come long. Inhale the right leg up just a couple inches, reach it to the back of the room. And exhale to set it down. Other leg, inhale it up. Exhale, release. Bring your hands back near your chest, underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands, lift up to cobra. Anchor the pubic bone in the hips. Point the elbows back, slide the shoulders down, look up. And exhale, release back onto your belly. Come all the way back to child's for a moment. Press into hands, sink the hips back. Knees could be wide or hip width. Take some time to land, arms extend or palms together, elbows could bend, and breathe. Good job. If arms are folded back to head, bring them back extended forward. Shift forward to tabletop, all fours. Bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Wag the hips a couple times, left to right. And then holding here, let's curl the toes under. And you can either come back to puppy, which is what we started with, or you can come to dog. So if you're just joining us, puppy, knees are down, arms extended, forehead down, kind of like child's, but hips are high. Or dog, which we haven't done yet in this class today. Toes are curled under, knees lift, and hips press back. So you're in this long kind of triangular shape from the wrist to the hips, and then from the hips to the heels. Maybe pedal it out. One heel, the other heel. Good. And start to be still. Hold here. Good job. And then from where you are, walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Have your feet hip width like we did before. Give a head shake, yes. And give a head shake, no. Bend your knees. Roll yourself up slowly, slowly, slowly to stand. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale, thumb to third eye between your eyebrows. Breathe in there. Exhale, thumb to heart center, remembering your intention. Breathing in there. And exhale, release your arms. Good. You're going to take another sun breath. Inhale, lift. Catch the right wrist with the left hand and stretch up and over towards the left. Hips bump away. Inhale through center. Grab a hold of the other wrist. Big stretch away. Inhale through center. Exhale, release the hands. This time let's sit to Utkatasana, standing squat. So sink the hips back, bend the knees. There's a long line from your hips to your fingertips. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, one forward fold over your bent legs just for a flat back, so the head's in line with the tail. Arms are strong and long. And then come to Tadasana, mountain pose, stand up. Just standing up, reaching up. And exhale, bend the knees, dive over the legs. Inhale, lengthen flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins. Press the head away from the tail. And exhale, deep fold, bend the knees, drop the body. Inhale, reverse your swan dive, fly all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands straight through prayer. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release the arms. Last sun breath, inhale, lift. Exhale, open arms, stay standing, catch your hips, walk to the top of the mat or near the top of the mat. Stand on the right foot, skate the left leg back. So you're coming into this high lunge. You'll hold here. And then lift the arms to frame the head. So the arm bones are long. Palms are facing each other. Fingers are long. Front knee right above the front ankle. Back leg pressing back. Inhale, straighten the front knee. And open up, warrior two. Back heel spins down. Open the arms. Bend the front knee right above the front ankle. Keep the front heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Look out over the front fingers. Good. Take a breath here. As you inhale, straighten the legs. Let the arms touch above the head. And exhale, release into warrior two. Twice more. Inhale up. Exhale, release. You're doing great. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, release, hold. Deep inhale. Exhale, dance back, reverse warrior, dancing warrior. Good. Inhale, rise up, straighten arms, straighten legs. You can shift your gaze to the side. Slide the arms forward, slide the hips back. When there's no more space, bring the front hand to the front shin. Lift the top arm and look up to triangle. Pull the quadricep, the thigh, the front of the thigh up on that right leg. So engage your thigh. Feel your thighs strong. Feel the shoulders reaching back to that imaginary wall behind you. Gaze up to the top hand, or if that's not comfortable, look down. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, come up. Exhale, little break, bend the front knee and dance back. Open the ribs and the waist. Good, inhale, open up. Exhale, toes forward, heels back. This is a little different. We did this morning. Bend the left knee, slice the arms through space. Reach that right hand towards the outer edge of that bottom leg, look up. And then inhale, come back through center. We rolled our palms open this morning. If you want to do that, do that. Slice through, bend the right knee, bring the left hand to the leg, the calf or the ground. Lift the right arm, look up. And inhale through center. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, slice through, bend the left leg, reach. Turn the palm to the side wall, look up. Inhale through center. And then one more time, slice through, reach that palm like you're going to give a high five to that side wall that you're bending towards. And inhale up. Good. From here, lift the arms one more time. Exhale, open arms shoulder height. We're flowing down to the mat to start to relax. Turn the front foot forward. Bend the front knee, warrior two. Look out over your front fingers, deep inhale. And exhale, cartwheel, right arm, left arm. Pivot on the ball of the back foot and hold. Now drop the back knee and pause. So on the other side, I have my blocks. So you might have your blocks here under the hands or not. And reach for the ground or the blocks and then just bow the head and take a few breaths. Good. Settling in. Starting to relax here. You're doing great. And then from where you are, come up under the fingertips. Lift the heart, lift the chest, hold. If you feel okay, one hand to the thigh, the other hand to the thigh. Interlace your fingers, pull the chest back and pause. Good, release the hands. Inhale, lift the arms. Hold there. If you want, you don't have to be here. You could still be in that forward fold. Pause. Release, dive forward over the front leg. Shift the hips back. Straighten the front leg. Walk the hands or the blocks back. Lengthen your spine. Maybe wiggle that foot forward a little bit. Lengthen. And exhale, deepen. Hold here. Good. And then lengthen the spine again. Roll over the sole of the front foot. Bend the front knee. Dip the hips. Come onto the fingertips. Hold. If you're on the blocks, you might want to move them away. Put the hands on the ground. Slide that front leg back and come all the way to your belly. Lower down. Make a pillow for the head. Stack the palms or the fists. Let the head drop. Bend the knees, toes up, and then windshield wiper the legs side to side. Good. And then pausing still, start to circle the ankles. And then circle them the other way. Let the ankles relax, start to stir the shins one way. And then stir them the other way. Good. Let the legs come long, flatten out the hands, turn onto the right side of the face. Bring the left knee out to half frog, so hip height. Knee could be that as high as the hip, and then the angle of the shin is about 45 degrees at the knee, so it would be parallel to the side wall. And you can close the eyes. You could keep the head turned to one side, or place your forehead to the hands, or turn onto the other side. So wherever you feel comfortable. A few breaths there. Good. From where you are, extend the right arm forward, so it's the opposite arm as leg. Bring the left hand back near the shoulder and just roll into a sideline stretch. So put the head on the arm and let the knee just drape over the body. So you're on your right side body and the left leg's just draped over here and the hands on the ground, the eyes are closed. And just rest for a moment here. Close the eyes. Notice how you feel. Good. You could stay here. This is a good place to rest for a couple minutes. If you want to take it to more of a twist, you could roll back onto your back a little more and slide that right arm to the side wall, kind of away from the front of the room. Just slide it down to shoulder height and then open the left arm to shoulder height. And you could look up at the ceiling or you could look away from the left knee. Close the eyes maybe. So you're just coming into a deeper twist. Good. And then let's come back onto our bellies, back through half frog. So sneak that bottom arm back underneath the head. And then slide the bent leg down to meet the straight leg. Come to half frog on the other side. Bring the right knee out to the side, hip height. Turn onto the left side of the face or the right side of the face or forehead down and breathe. Good. You could also extend that left arm forward, getting ready for that side stretch. And then press into the right hand, bring it back near the chest. Roll onto the left hip, and the head's going to rest on the left arm. And then the right knee's draped over the body, and you can hold here. Couple breaths. Good. Either stay or come to that spinal twist. So if you're coming to the full twist, you're going to press into the right hand, roll more towards your back. Open the left arm. Let your right arm open up. Good. Hopefully you can still see okay. Arms are shoulder height. Head's turned away from the knee. Eyes could be closed. You're doing great. Good. Relaxing. And then come back onto your belly last time. So kind of just slide those arms back underneath the forehead and coming back towards that half frog for a little rest. And then the bent leg slides down to meet the straight leg. Hands can come back underneath the shoulders. Press back to one last child's pose of your choice. So knees hip width or knees widen. Arms extend forward or palms press together. Elbows could bend. Back of hands to head. Couple breaths. Good. Release. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands. Roll up to sit on the heels. Take the hips off to the left and just pause. So we did this earlier this week too. So you just came up and took your hips off to the left and paused. So the knees and the shins are kind of curling around to the side and you're kind of in the side sitting position. Bring the right hand to the left knee, sit up tall and twist towards the back of the room. Or depending on where you're facing, whatever side of your room, sit up tall. Good. Unwind your body. Let's come through center. So you're going to kind of pedal the hands forward, pick the hips up, and just maneuver them over to that other side. So however you can come around comfortably. Now we've got our hips to the right, legs are off to the left. Left hand to right knee, sit up tall, and then twist towards the back. Look to the side or over the back shoulder, couple breaths. body. And then let's just come onto our bottom. So you can bring the knees back up through center and just inch yourself back onto your mat. And now if you have that blanket nearby, you're gonna grab that. So in the beginning of class, I mentioned that if you have a blanket, we'll use this for a restorative pose. So if you are somewhere where there's a blanket or a bathrobe or anything nearby that you could use as if it was a blanket, you'll grab that. We're gonna use this for a restorative pose. And now what I'm gonna do with this is kind of roll this up. So I have like a long, finished blanket or heavy sweater or whatever you have nearby that could act as this. And then coming into this supported reclined bound angle with the blanket or whatever prop you have. And again, if you don't have a prop, it's okay. You're gonna bring your feet together and your knees apart. Take that blanket or whatever you have, if you have something, place it on top of your feet. So just we're in bound angle, blanket is on top of the feet. Now you're gonna lift your knees and grab those ends of the blanket and pull them back. So you're making like a little cushion for your knees. And then let the legs kind of flop onto that blanket. So it's kind of snugging up the feet. It's giving a little bit of pressure and security to the feet. It's grounding the feet. And then it's wrapping around underneath our knees to give some support for our thighs. And this is the posture we're gonna come into. And from here, we're gonna lay back. So you're just gonna kind of use your hands to help inch your bum back. And I'm gonna just scooch forward so you can still see me when I come down. So we've got this wrapped up situation, feet are covered, something's smushed underneath the knees, or if you have a couple pillows nearby and not a blanket, just smush them underneath the knees. Hands come down, tuck the pelvis under, and then come onto the forearms, and come onto the back. And just settle in. So this should feel pretty good. So if you're not feeling so good, just take a moment to adjust your props. So the blanket across the feet can help ground you, and then wrapped around underneath the knees to help prop the legs up. So just like a lot of times in class, I've offered this pose with blocks underneath the knees or the outer edges of the thighs. So that's an option too. You could take your blocks or your pillows and put them underneath your knees. The blanket just gives that added section of grounding to the feet, so everything's kind of tucked in, nice and cozy. From here, and just let the arms come out like Shavasana. So that would be one option. And you can kind of, like I said, tuck the pelvis. You may want to scoop the tail under, give your low back a little space, and kind of wiggle your bum or your hip side to side to give that low back some room there so it's not getting crunched. And then once you feel good, hands and arms can come like Shavasana. They could be that 45-degree angle away from the body. You could also bend the elbows and place the hands on your belly. Or bring one hand up to the chest, one hand down to the belly. You could also let the arms frame the head. Maybe you bring the arms above the head and take the back of one hand into the palm of another. So the arms are kind of mimicking the shape of the legs. So wherever you feel comfortable. So find your version that feels best for you and close your eyes. And then let your breath soften. And let your body relax. Feel the hips and the belly open. Give yourself permission to let go and to rest. Feel the heart and body open to grace and open to all the positivity and blessings that are in store for you. Inviting that in. Good. So from here, you have a choice to either stay and let this be where you take your Shavasana, which is our final rest. So if this feels really good and you don't want to move yet, just stay and take your rest here. If you feel more comfortable in a traditional Shavasana with the legs long, you can bring the knees back together, grab a hold of that blanket. If you want to cover over with it or use it for your final rest, use it. If not, just send the legs long. So take some time to set up to rest in whatever way feels comfortable for you. So I'm going to guide you into it. So you're on your back, and you are either still in that supported rest pose of our restorative version of reclined bound angle, or you're lying on your back for Shavasana. If you're on your back, your legs are long. If you're in Shavasana, arms are long, backs of hands touch ground, palms open. If you're in reclined bound angle, you're finding any comfortable position for the hands and the arms. And you'll take the next couple moments here in stillness and silence. So any last final movements or adjustments or wiggles that the body needs to do before it can rest, go ahead and do that. And then eventually come into this place of stillness where you can rest totally still. And I'll call you out of Shavasana in a moment. And when you hear my words, feel free to come along if you're ready to come out of Shavasana, or stay in as long as you'd like. So taking the next few moments to rest here. And without needing to move anything or change anything, just start to notice the shape of your body, how you're taking up space. As if you could hover above the body and see yourself there, lying in this comfortable position. And then without moving the body, just notice the outer edges of the body. Notice the places that are touching the blanket or the ground or the air around you. As your awareness comes back, perhaps bring movement into those outer edges, connecting to the fingers or the toes or any other place in the body. And then eventually come onto one side when you're ready, if you're ready. You can make your way to fetal pose. Slowly and mindfully press yourself back up to seated. Eyes could stay closed or a soft, steady gaze. Let the backs of the hands touch the knees or lap, rolling palms open to ceiling. And then lengthen your spine, root the tail down, grow the head long. We used imagery earlier in the week of these two loving hands at your back, holding your back, supporting you, so you can lean back slightly into those loving hands, allowing you to open up your chest and open up your heart being open to the beauty and radiance and grace and positivity of life, of all it has to offer you. Inviting in whatever you're seeking. And then the next time that you inhale, bring the hands to prayer. Let your palms touch in Anjali Mudra. And as you exhale, bow your head to yourself and back to any intention you might have created. We'll end together on the sound of Om, the sound of community, starting with a letting go breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale a sigh. Good. And we'll begin. Deep breath in. As your head bows back to your heart, taking one last moment to honor the divinity and the light that shine within you. Namaste. Have a beautiful night and a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for practicing with me, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon. So take care, enjoy the sunshine that we're gonna have tomorrow. So good to see you guys. Hi Helen, thanks so much. So I'll see you soon. And again, if you have any feedback, any ideas, any suggestions, you can leave them below, any comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. I'll be back on Monday for Gentle Flow Yoga at 9. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on setting up my camcorder again to try to get that to work. I know we tried it last week and it didn't go so good, so hopefully I'll work out the kinks on Saturday and have it ready for you for Monday. In the meantime, I'm going to be recording little mini videos. I'm going to do an experiment of little mini, like 2-minute videos to like do posture breakdowns and some different things. So if there's anything you want to see, let me know. If there's a pose that you're curious about or want me to break down, or a meditation that you want for something specific, or breath work, or anything yoga related. That's my expertise in this moment. So anything yoga related or movement or fitness related, let me know. And we'll make little mini clips for you on YouTube to see. So I'll be working on that hopefully tomorrow. And thank you, Desiree. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you, Marilyn. So good to see you guys. This is so great. I'm really glad that you're still practicing. It really means the world to me to see that you guys are moving and breathing. So I'm glad that I get to be on this journey with you. It's a crazy time. So knowing that you're out there, it means so much to me. So be well. Thanks, Liz. Thanks, Chelsea. Mwah. I'll see you guys real soon, okay? Take care.